Folks, if you watch my weekly goals, you know that I have two of my mini goals. One is to run a marathon, and number two is to lose weight. We are already in week 11 of 2024, and let's just say it's not going well. One of the followers out there said, "Hey, I am a personal trainer. I help people all the time. I would love to help you, Michael, get on the way." And I said, yes. And I said, thank you. And more importantly, I said, let's record this session so that others could benefit. Brian, thank you very much for reaching out. Uh, let's try to help some people.
Yeah, definitely. It's my pleasure. Thank you for doing what you do for our community as well, and all the help you've given me. So it's only right to give back.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
yeah. First and foremost, I just wanted to ask you: Have you ever worked with a personal trainer or performance coach before?
So I've never had one-on-one coaching. I have had gym memberships, as you would imagine, over the years. I was a
Hmm.
pretty focused CrossFit athlete for probably 4 years in my late mid 40s. I did get to a point where I was in the top 5% of all, CrossFit athletes for my age group. So pretty physically fit, could do a lot of stuff. But that's 5, 6 years ago now. So nowhere near the athlete I used to be in that regard.
Okay. And you mentioned a few goals of yours. For example, one was lose some weight, run a marathon. Kind of what are you walk me through kind of what you've been doing, so far, just for that. And then,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. So again, the running a marathon. So just to catch everybody up, I wasn't happy with how 2023 went. And what
Hmm.
I really realized is I had nothing challenging me, nothing that scared me.
Hmm.
And something I've never done is run a marathon. The most I've ever run was a half marathon. I've now done 5 or 6 of those. And I'm over 50 now. In fact, I'm over 51. And I'm like, all right, that's enough. Let's finally go for it. Because it's always been in the back of my mind that I got to go do that one time. And obviously I'm not getting younger. So that's why a marathon. And just so people realize, I already bought the ticket. I'm running the Vegas marathon. It's in November. I think it's like November 12th. So
Hmm.
I'm doing that. I do not have a time. Like, I'm not trying to be sub 5 hours. I'm just trying to finish. I will
Hmm.
fully admit that expect there will be a fair amount of walking. But again, I'm committed to finishing. Right, that's the goal. And then my weight. You want to start there?
Sure. Yeah. We can start with
Okay.
that.
Yeah. So that's that. And let's talk about the weight thing. So, um, I've always been, since I was probably 30 years old, between like 180 and, I don't know, 195 on the high end for most of that time. And
Hmm.
again, pretty active, pretty fit, could do lots of things. However, the last 5 or 6 years or so, as I've gotten older, the activity has gone down, the body is changing. Um, I'm
Right.
now as heavy as I've ever been. I think I got as high as 211, now
Hmm.
205. And the weight is just not coming off. In fairness, my exertion or my effort, not nearly what it was when I was
Hmm.
doing CrossFit for 5 years.
Hmm.
Also, I got to admit, my diet sucks. I kind of have the seafood diet. I see it, I eat it. I
Yeah.
haven't I haven't I haven't owned up to being disciplined. I don't track macros. In fact, I've never tracked macros. Um, but yeah, dude, being 50 plus, it's not. I mean, just the body and the metabolism is changing. It's wild. So
Yeah.
that's me today.
Definitely. Got it. Yeah. I mean, first of all, about the marathon, I think just finishing it, that's already in its own way difficult, right?
Mhm.
But also you're creating a baseline, right? So that when you do it again, you have a goal to beat, right? So it's not
Right.
just finishing; it's creating a baseline. I think that's amazing. As far as the weight goes, it's not a sprint, right? It's a marathon. It's gonna
Sure.
take some time, right?
It
um,
it used to be really quick. I used to be able to drop 3, 4, 5 pounds in like a month, but that's not happening anymore.
right. I mean, anybody could really do that if you do some extremes like a sauna cut or things like that, but it'll just jump back on, right? So you
Yeah.
want to do something that's sustainable, You feel good as well. You don't want to do any sort of like crash dieting or just eat like low calorie meals and feel like
Mm,
crap the whole time, right? You
right.
want to be doing something that's sustainable, that works for you, that makes you feel good. You know, a lot of the clients I work with, I tell them, hey, like you're 200 pounds. Would you be happy if you were 200 pounds, fit, in shape, feeling good,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
200 pounds still? Or do you just want to get to a number because you just want to get to that number, for example, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's goals are different, right? Um, so definitely for running, most of the runners in the world, they're much lighter
Hmm.
just because of the sport nature. But
Right.
you know, that's besides the point. So second of all, I wanted to ask you. By the way, thank you for sharing those goals. I think those are
Mhm.
great, considering how busy of a person you are and what you're trying to build. Um, how much time are you willing to put in towards your goals a week?
Well, the beauty is, yeah, I could commit, I mean, if we're talking about working out, I could easily carve out, 7 to 10 hours a week. Some of these, like right now, most Saturdays, because that's a day I don't record on this channel, I do
Right.
my long run. A long run might be somewhere between 7 and 12 miles, at least today. So
Hmm.
that could take an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the run. Um, but most days, it's 45 minutes to an hour. The other
Perfect.
thing I should highlight is, I spend time at two different places. One of my places, I'm at today has a pretty decent gym. It has a squat rack, pull up, all of that. It has equipment.
Hmm.
The other one, it's basically free weights, and not nearly as complete, just a smaller space. So
Okay.
I have some of those limitations at two different spots.
Okay. Um, I mean, 7 to 10 hours a week is more than enough. You
Awesome.
know, you only really need three. I mean, the national guidelines are basically 3 days of strength training and then
Hmm.
2 days of um, high intensity kind of aerobic fitness.
Okay.
You don't really need, 5 days a week. And that's just to be healthy. If you wanted,
Hmm.
obviously, some more extreme goals, that's a little bit different.
Yeah,
The method.
I got a question about that 2 day, high intensity effort. That was obviously something that was big in CrossFit when I was doing it. And I would call my Saturday long run. Let's be clear, that's not high intensity. That's just aerobic capacity. That's just like long duration. I could probably hold a conversation with as fast as I'm jogging, right?
Sure,
Um, so I don't consider my long run that high exertion, but am I thinking about it wrong?
it could be. It could
Hmm.
be. I mean, a way that you could progress that run would be, hey, for 1 minute, I'm gonna ramp it up another mile per hour. I'm gonna run, right?
Oh,
Or
okay.
right, you can do an interval, right? If you have a
Ooh, yeah.
smartwatch or wearable, you could increase the interval, then drop it down, cool down, then run, then cool down, run, then cool
Okay.
down, right? So
Yeah,
that'd
yeah,
be
yeah.
a way to progress your current runs,
Okay.
and maybe midway, you could, when you're taking a break, drop and do some push-ups, things. You could intensify things for sure.
Okay. All right.
Um,
That's helpful. I like that. May almost make it like a Tabata. Uh,
correct,
okay.
correct.
I like that.
Um, CrossFit. The thing about CrossFit is, I think it's great. I just think that most people at the current starting points they join CrossFit don't
Hmm.
have the biomechanics or skills to be able to snatch or a
Oh,
clean,
yeah.
or be able to flip tires, or do kip pull-ups, or like most people are coming in because of the trend, the hype, and they just want
Yep.
to get fit, and then they get kind of discouraged because of how intense it is, and just it wrecks their body the first day.
Hmm. Yeah.
um, Not all of them are going to be 1%, Jason Kalipas, and Owen Wilson.
I've worked out with Jason before. I was a part of his gym. Jason Kalipa's
Yeah,
he's even now he's still a beast. Yeah, he's
yeah.
such a nice guy. Jason Kalipa's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a very nice guy. I actually trained jiu-jitsu with him. So
Oh. Oh,
Imagine
say hi for
training
me.
jiu-jitsu with like one of the strongest. Yeah, I will. Imagine training
Only the
jiu-jitsu.
strongest, but the most fit. I mean, his aerobic capacity. He and I did a side by
Doesn't get
side one
tired.
time.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't tire. He's a freaking
No.
machine. Anyways, I digress. But yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, I was at CrossFit for 4 years. I saw lots of people come and go. I saw lots of people get injured from bad form, going too heavy. The good news is, really after the first year, I knew I was old and I was competing with 20-year-olds.
Hmm.
Just it liked the thing I liked about CrossFit is getting to that point of exertion and going farther. For me, it
Hmm.
was never about the weights, right? I never snatched more than 140. I never cleaned more than 205. So it wasn't about these big numbers. It was just like there's a workout called Fran with
Yeah.
it's just like wall like God, I'm already forgetting what they were. Just air squats and pull-ups. It's
Right.
like those kind of workouts that aren't crazy heavy that I would just love to go find the red line and see how far I could hold it. That was I don't know what it was, but
Or
being
Murph.
totally or Murph. Oh, I love Murph. Murph might be one of my favorite workouts.
Yeah. Simple. You don't need much. It's like
No, dude.
push-ups and
Yep.
pull-ups and a run. Simple.
Yeah. Yeah, I love
With
Murph's a
with a
great
30
workout.
pound weighted vest.
Yeah, I have. I believe me, I have one. I've done Murph. I might have done Murph 10 times.
That's yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah.
You spoke about discipline. I mean, something that I've been doing. This is the second go around for me, but very simple. I've been doing 100 push-ups a day.
Hmm,
The goal is to do it in one sitting. So you can do it. You can break it up. Five
sure.
reps of 20. You can do 2 reps or 2 sets of 50.
Yeah.
Whatever however you want to slice it and dice it. It's up to you.
Just get to 100.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
A lot of people have seen me. I've been posting on social media. A lot of people have been watching my journey with that, and then they've been inspired and also jumped on board and been doing it. And hey, you don't have to do it in one sitting. You could do it 20. You could do it. 35 for breakfast, 35 for lunch, 35 for dinner. Right? However
All
you
right.
want to.
Just 100 push-ups in a day. So not a sitting. Okay.
Yeah, obviously you can also progress that. Some
Mhm.
people have been doing with weighted vests, things like that. For me, it wasn't for me because obviously I'm a little bit more fit than most people. It wasn't the push-ups that was the challenge. It was actually the fact that I have to do something extra every
Yeah.
day, you know, on the dot at this
Mhm.
day, every day, consistently for 100 days. Sometimes I was doing them at 5 in the morning because I didn't
Yeah.
have time at all through my day to do it, or I had
Mhm.
to do it at 11 p.m. after a long
Yep.
day. And it's like, damn, like I
Hmm.
really don't want to get down on the floor. And being on the floor is humbling, right? I don't want to
Yeah.
do that and have to just crank these out and record it and post it on social media and people holding you accountable. Like, where are the push-ups? Like,
Yeah.
so people are checking me, right? And I'm
Yeah. I
having to
like it.
also. So that was what I needed because I was at a point in my life where uh, I was losing that discipline and
Yeah.
accountability. Being a trainer, it's like people come to me for accountability. People come to me for guidance. Who's
Right.
who's guiding me? Who's holding me accountable? So I had to
I like
hold
that.
myself. Yeah, I had to hold myself accountable with some sort of challenge, right?
Hmm.
So people could try that, and I think that would be helpful.
Okay.
But to go back to the next set of questions I had for you. So, why are these goals important to you, Michael? Why are these goals important to you?
Well, the marathon is because I don't want to look back at 2024 and think I didn't do something cool or scary. That's the marathon.
Mm-hmm.
I want to anchor on one thing
Mm-hmm.
every year that scares me, pushes me. And I didn't
Right.
do that in 2023 and I still regret it. So that's why the marathon. Never done it. We're going to find out, right? It's kind of a mental test for me. And then the
Mm-hmm.
weight thing, that's an interesting question. It's really because I've always been able to get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm not there now, and I'm not there by 20 pounds. Um, but I don't know. I can tell you the why of the marathon is a lot bigger than the why of the weight, clearly,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because again, I admitted right up front, I have a seafood diet, right?
Right.
Um, the why of the marathon is like, I don't know, a 9 out of 10. And the 185 is like, all right, old man. Let's see if we get back there one more time. So that's
Mm-hmm.
probably like 3, right?
Hmm.
It's something I think about once a week, but during the week it's kind of lost. So I'll admit that the why of the 185 is not nearly as strong as the marathon.
I see. Yeah, let's see if we, as we work together, let's see if we can sharpen that and harden that why, a little bit more. I think that would help you. I
Oh, for
think that would
sure.
help you, definitely pursue it a little bit more.
Yeah, and again, I'm an open book. I'm sharing with the audience just what's really going on. So yeah,
Yeah, I
I want
appreciate you
people to hold
being.
me accountable too.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. You definitely have, people that care about you and fans out there. So definitely, we want to see you hit those goals. Yeah, I mean, normally the process now is basically talking to someone like you and just kind of getting to build some rapport and getting to know their goals and kind of
Mhm.
their whys and what they've been doing and their hows and things like that. Um, After that, it's we'll do a comprehensive full body assessment.
Mhm.
We'll test your mobility, your balance. We'll go through some general strength tests,
Mhm.
um, just how you handle
Yeah.
your body weight,
Yep.
endurance, and stamina. And then after that, I'll kind of explain to you some different recovery tools that we will use.
Mhm.
For example, like a foam roller. You may have probably used one of those
Oh
before.
yeah.
Maybe
Mhm.
somebody in the audience hasn't. Um, Things that will automatically, just by using that, will automatically, you know, enlighten your quality of life.
Mhm. I would tell
And
you, having done all of this, my mobility sucks. I'm not very flexible. Um, like go through the list again. I'll just tell you kind of where I'm
sure,
at.
sure.
Yeah. So mobility, I remember what was after mobility? Oh,
So
strength
after,
or go
after
ahead.
mobility, there's balance.
Better than average.
Okay.
Balance is pretty good.
Okay. And then we'll go with strength.
How would you measure strength? I know my numbers fairly. Like, is it a squat or what strength? What do you mean? Just air squats or what do
So,
you mean?
so what we could do, like for someone who's already kind of been working out and just needs a little bit more like professional guidance, things like
Mhm.
that, what we could do is put you underneath some weight. For example, a pull up bar, right?
Mhm.
You can see how you handle that with just your body weight. How
Pull-ups
many?
not great. Two or three
Okay,
non-kipping pull-ups. So not pull-ups pretty weak, frankly.
okay. Uh, and just for the audience, a pull-up, guys, is not with the hands facing towards you. It's
It's not a
away.
chin up. It's a pull-up. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Different. Big difference for
Oh
sure.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then how about a bench press? How many?
Bench. Go
What's
ahead.
your max, first of all?
My max today is probably 185. I haven't
Okay.
done bench in a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we could do is, take 185
Mhm.
and, take 50% of that
Okay.
and see how many reps you could crank out in 1 minute.
So I've done that. So that'd be about 95 pounds, which is a bar plus two plates or two quarters. I would probably get 25, I would guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Another variation of that is push-ups. How many
Mhm.
push-ups can you do in 1 minute?
Yeah. So
Good.
I've been doing push-ups my whole life. Today, push-ups one, so not unbroken, just one
Yes.
minute.
1 minute straight, no knees on the ground,
Yep.
no cheating it. If you do have to take a break, you're going to be in a tall plank for that
Okay.
minute,
Okay.
but you have to knock it out in 1 minute. How many can you do?
Ugh. Probably only 20 to 22, something like that.
Okay, that's great.
I
So
feel really
you're
good
def-
about that. I used to be able to do 40. Today's probably 20 to 22.
you know everyone's numbers are going to vary.
Sure.
Um, it's not what we start with; it's where we end up with, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I'm giving you the baseline so we could do these later. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I know you like receipts. I'm probably when we actually do this, you're gonna come back and watch and see how many you actually did and see what you found
Exactly.
out. Yeah. So
I like
um,
having receipts. Yep.
yeah. So it's no problem. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And then things like that. As far as like for example, stamina for you because you want to do running. What I would do is put you on a treadmill, right?
Mhm.
And what I normally do is say, okay, 6 minutes. Okay,
Okay.
6 minutes time max. How far can you get in that 6 minutes
Mm,
on flat ground?
yeah.
Um, and you have the you can govern the speed. You can
Yeah.
go up, down,
Yeah.
you can walk, you could sprint,
Yep.
however fast you want. So I'll look for distance traveled,
Hmm.
whether or not you were able to complete it, the full
Hmm.
6 minutes.
Hmm.
And then for fun, we'll also look at the amount of calories you will generate.
Mm. Okay.
Obviously,
Yeah, so
people that
I've done that. I've done that workout recently. It's going to be between 3/4 and a mile, probably like 0.8, 0.82, something like that for distance. Um, I don't know about the calories. I don't remember what that would be. I don't remember.
Yeah, so those are some of the that's like some of the procedures that I would go with someone.
Hmm. Okay.
Obviously, for someone else, like an athlete or someone who's a little bit more fit, I would do things differently than
Hmm.
just like maybe somebody just starting off,
Right.
or general population, right? And after that, we would come back after maybe 24. We'd discuss a day and time to meet and actually
Right.
now hit the ground running with this data I've collected, right?
Okay.
And we would then see now how you handle this like workout that I've, you know, tailored for you with your
Right.
specific goals.
Yeah. Okay.
And the way I explain it to people is like it's like a compass, right?
Hmm.
Um, in the beginning, we're just getting general directions, north, west, right?
Right.
As we hit this assessment and we start going to this first workout and kind of seeing how you handle this, now we're getting more specific coordinates, right? Getting more specific and more specific.
I
And
like it.
eventually we're trying to get to X marks the spot, which is that
Hmm.
goal, right? That treasure that we
Right.
want.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I like it. No, I'm game to give this a shot. You put together a workout, I'll execute.
mhm.
If you want to get more baselines, you could just send me a list that you want, and I'll have my wife do the times and whatnot so we can get that to you. Yeah, you tell me where you want to go from here. I'm love to help. Um, I love
Definitely,
accountability, obviously. It's kind of my
definitely.
thing. So yeah, this will be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun journey. I know this is like an investing channel. Believe it or not, I was saying this even before I watched your videos, but I would tell people that fitness to me is it's not just a short term investment.
Hmm.
It's not even a long term investment.
Hmm.
You know, it's actually a
Yeah,
lifestyle.
oh, I agree. It's
It
funny.
goes on.
I One of my funnest conversations is I think his name is he goes by Dr. Mike. He's this
Mhm.
big weightlifting guy. I follow Dr. Mike, and he I think getting rich and getting healthy or getting fit is the same process. It's exactly the same thing, and it is a lifestyle. And if you just get off course a little bit, it could lead to bad outcomes. So yeah, I agree. So I need some help. I need some accountability. I need some guidance, some north, south, west stuff, and then we'll refine from there. So I need the help, Brian.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. We just gotta come up with a fun name now.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe
It's all you.
maybe
You tell me.
maybe dumbbells and doorbells or something like that.
Oh, I'm down. I'm down. Yeah,
Or
I like
fin
that.
fit.
Yeah,
Financial
benefit.
fitness. Yeah, I don't know, something. Don't think of
Let's do
something.
it. Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will.
They'll
Yeah,
come to
I
us with
think.
the blood flow pump.
Yeah, guys, if you have a fun name for it, leave the comments below for Brian and I to go through. But yeah, I'm all about documenting the process. I'll do what you say.
Yeah.
Um, we'll do one of these sessions every couple of weeks so the audience can see the progression.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I look forward to it.
Yeah. I mean, all this doesn't matter if you're not healthy, if
Oh,
you're
I
sick,
agree.
if you're ill. None of this will matter. You can't
Oh,
take this with you to the grave. So you have to make sure that that foundation is strong first. So I think this is
I
going to help a lot of people. Yeah.
I hope so. And again, one of the things that I realized when I was in my mid 30s is I didn't want, like, I was here in the organization and people above me, they were all out of shape. They were all fat. They were all addicted to something. They were all divorced. I'm like, I don't want any of that garbage.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. None of the stuff that I've worked so hard for matter if the body goes away. It's so help me out, Brian. I'm getting old.
You're only as old as you think you are, so
All right. Well,
don't
then I'm
worry.
pretty freaking old.
Um, All right. Well, we'll get it going. Don't worry.
All right, man. Well, send me whatever you want me to do. If you want me to do some, tests or whatever, you just
Fine.
send me a note. I'll get the actuals to you.
Sounds good, Michael. I appreciate it.
All right, Brian. Take care of yourself. Thanks again for reaching out. Audience, if you have questions, leave them below. I'll ask Brian next time when we get together to check on my status. Thanks, bud. Oh, where can
Take
people
care.
find you?
People can find me on Instagram at Camelo BGJJ, CAMELO BGJJ.
All right, you know what? Send me that. Actually, I have you. I follow you on Instagram. I'll put it in the comments below or the description below.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. You got it.
Take care.